Hello everyone. So today we are going to see H2 database. So H2 is an embedded DB provided by the Spring Boot, which uses this hbm2ddl.io create -drop, which means it will create table when the server or application start and drop all the tables when the server or application is stopped. So H2 console works only if we use web app, and default path is h2-console, and default port number, as we all know, 8080. So H2 database has an embedded graphical user interface console for browsing the contents of a database and running SQL queries. So by default H2 console is not enabled in the Spring, so we have to enable that. So to enable, we need to add these following properties to the application.properties. These properties: string.h2.console enable equal to true. So now let us see how can we use this H2 database. So here I am using STS Spring tool suite. You can also use. So go to the file, go to the new. Here we have to go to the Spring Starter project. Then after that, what you have to do? So the next thing, we have to give here a name. So here I will take Spring Boot H2 DB H2 database. Then click on next. Then what are the dependency you have to add? So first of all, you have to add the H2 database dependency. You can also search here whatever dependency you want. Then we have to add the Lombok dependency. Then next, what we want here, we have to add the Spring Web and Spring Data JPA. So these are the four dependency we have to add. First one is Lombok, next one is Spring Data JPA, then H2 database, then Spring Web, and click on finish. So the project will be created here. So here we can see our project is created. Now first thing what you have to do is go to the src/main/resources. Under that, go to the application.properties. So in that, I will change here a server port. So here we will take server dot port as 3031. Next, what you have to do? So H2 database has an embedded graphical user interface console for browsing the content of the database. So it is not in H2 console is not enabled in the Spring. So for enabling this, we have to use this spring.h2.console.enable equal to true. So I will add this spring.h2.console.enable. This is in the application.properties. Now next thing what you have to do, go to this src/main/java. In that, first of all, we will create here packages. So com.app. Here I will create one package. That package name I will give as .entity. Next package I will create com.app.package.repo. Next we will create here new package.runner. So three package we have to create. Now next thing what you have to do, go to the entity package, then click on new, go to the class. Here we will create employee class. Next thing what you have to do is, here I will take private integer emp id, then private string emp name, then private double emp salary, private. Next here we will take string department. Now here, to map this class with the table, we have to take @entity annotation, @entity, right? Next thing is @data. It will create getTran setter method, as we have added on Lombok dependency. So all args constructor, and next we'll use no args constructor. Then if you want to take the table name, then table annotation. In that we can give the name. So I will take here emp tab. So the table whatever created, that table name will be emp tab. And this employee id I want to take as a primary key. So I will take here @id, and this value I have to auto generated. So for that I will take here @generated value, and I also want the column name to be eid. So I will take here @column annotation, and in that what we can do is name you can give as eid. So whatever the column that will created, the name will be eid. Also here I want the column name to be what? ename. So here I will take ename. Next here I want column name to be column name esal. Here to same I want here. So here if we didn't take, I want to take it as department, so it is already the department, so the name of the column will be dept chem automatically. So the table will be created with the 4 columns: employee ID, employee name, esal, and department. Now next thing what you have to do is go to this repo package, right click on this, go to the new, go to the interface. Here we have to create employee repo z-tree, click on finish. Then here we have to extend from the JPA repository, and here we have to give our entity class name. What is the entity class name? Our employee. Then what is the primary key data type? Integer. So for importing this, press Ctrl Shift O. So this is the entity class employee that you have to give here, and this integer is the data type of this employee ID that we have to give there. Next, now go to the runner, then go to the new. Here we have to create class called test runner. Click on finish. Now here we will save the data into our table. So for that component we have to give here, and we have to implements command line runner, clr command line runner, and we have to add unimplemented method, and here we will write a logic to save the data into the table. So for that we will require the repository. So for that, private employee repo z-tree repo, here Ctrl Shift O for importing @auto wired. Now we have to save the data, So here in the employee, this entity, we have taken this employee ID as generated value, so we need not to pass this employee ID, we just need to pass the employee name, employee salary, and department. So for that I will create here one constructor. Alt Shift yes, press Alt Shift yes, then you will get these options. Here we have to click on generate the constructor using field. So I will select only this employee name, employee salary, and department, and click on generate. So this constructor will be created. Now in the test runner, what we can use, repo.save method we will use, and I will pass new employee. Then here no need to pass the employee ID, that will be auto generated. Next we have to pass the employee name. I will take Sam, and his salary I will take 5,000, and the department I will take Dev. Similarly for Ctrl Shift O for importing. Now I will copy down, press Ctrl Alt down to copy down. Now this will be the records I will save. Now here I will take Brock, Angela, Carla. Then here we will take Ram, Sham, Raja, Rani, Ramesh, Sai, and here I will take 6,007, and I will take here 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Similarly here QA department, BA department Dev, QA, and BA, dev QA BA, dev QA BA. So this will save the data, and if I want to print that data, so how can we print? By using repo.find all dot for each, and here I will use system dot out colon print ln. Let's save this. So after saving this data, if we want to print that data one by one, then for that we will use repo.find all, and for each this will print the rows, whatever rows are there. Now for running this application, go to this main, then press Ctrl F11, then Spring Boot application, then click on OK. So here you can see the data we are getting. And if you want to see what are the queries that are run here, then I will stop this. Then what you have to do, go to the application.properties, and here we have to give one another property, that is spring.jpa.show-sql and true. This is the thing we have to give. And also if you want to see the database, that is this GUI console, then we have to give this URL, that is jdbc:/s2: this name : database name. This, in that place you can give anything you want. So I will copy this, then go here, then here we have to give spring.data source.url. Here we have to give this jdbc:/s2:mem, and here at the place of database name you can give anything. I will give testdb. So this is the JDBC URL for what? For S2 database. This is the JDBC URL for the S2 database. So what are the properties we have to give here? This console.enable equal to true, and if you want to see what are the queries are executing, then you can give spring.jpa.show-sql as true. So this will show us the query what are executing, that we'll see now. And also this JDBC URL, we'll see how this where we have to use this. So I will go to this main, then press Ctrl F11. Now it will again create the table. Now this time we will see the queries, what are the queries are executing. Here you can see, first of all, if any table is present, then drop the table, then after that create the sequence, then create the table. As we have used the at the rate generated value, so that for that reason it is creating the sequence, then table will be created. Here you can see this is a SQL query. Then after that, insert operation. So insert. So whatever the time we have used the repo.save, that many times insert operation will be executed. And after that we are getting this data, because in the test runner, if I go to the test runner, this I use this repo.find all and print here. So for that reason we are getting this data. Now if you want to see this in the database, so we can see that. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to this browser, then you have to give here URL as http://localhost : so I will write first of all in the application.properties, here in the comment, http://localhost : so I have taken here server port as 3031, so I have to give here 3031, http://localhost 3031, and what is the by default URL, default path of this s2-console. So I will give at the end. This path also we can change. After this we will see. So http:// / localhost 3031, this is port number, and this is a default path for the h2 console. So copy this and go to the browser, whatever browser you have, and paste there. So let us see what we will get here. So here we can see this is our h2 console. So if I zoom it, yeah. Now what you have to do, at the place of this JDBC URL, whatever URL you have given, here you can see this URL spring.data source or URL, this URL copy, let me copy this, and what you have to go, you have to paste here at the place of JDBC URL, because we have set this JDBC URL this, right? And no need to type anything other than this. So next thing what you have to do is click on this test connection. So here you can see test successful. Then after that what you have to do, click on this connect, then your file that this GUI will be open. Now if you want to see the content of the table, what you can do, click on this EMP tab. Why EMP tab is coming? Because here in this employee entity class I given here table EMP tab, so for that reason it is coming here. Now go to the browser, here click on this EMP tab. After that you will find this select star from EMP tab. Then what we will do, click on this run. Here we can see the table is coming, table 1 to 10. Here we have not given the index, that is employee ID, it is generated because we have taken here generated value. So in the sequence 1 to 10 it will be created, and here you can see Sam, Brock, Angela, Carla, Ram, Sham, Raja, Rani, Ramesh, Sai, and their departments and salary. So if you want to see in the descending order of employee ID, you can click on employee ID. So here you can see in the descending order they are coming. So if you want in the department name according to alphabetical order, you can click on this department name. Here you can see B is coming first, then D is coming later, Q is come. So if you want according to employee name, here you can see Angela, A, B, C, R, R, R. If you want according to salary, you can see that. So this is the way we can use H2 database. You can also perform the other operation, that is whatever query you want to run, and I have already created the videos on the how to write the custom queries and how to write the custom finder method. You can watch that video. I will give the link of that video in the description, so you can test all the queries in this database. So I will check here 2 or 3 methods. So repo.find by ID. So I will first of all we will comment this. Now find by ID. So according to ID I want the data. So I will take here a 3 and I will print it for as this will be the only one data. So system.out.println repo, and after that I will take here, copy this, paste here. Sys out, repo.find by ID. So it will give us optional of employee. So ID I want 3. So let's save this, and first of all we have to stop this. So stop, then the table will be dropped, then go to this main, press Ctrl F11. Now again the table will be created. Here you can see create and insert operation, and employee ID with the 3 we can see that, because here we are using in the test runner find by ID, which is having the ID as 3, so we are getting the result 3. So table will be again created as we have discussed here. the HBM to DDL.ito will be create hyphen drop, which means create the table when the server is start and drop all the tables when the server are stop. So again we can go to the browser and you have to refresh this because we have stopped that. So resend, then click on test connection, test successful, then click on connect, then EMP tab, then click on run, and third is BA Angela record. So here we can see Angela record will get, here you can see Angela. So you can perform different operation, and I created different videos on Spring Boot, you can watch that. I will give the link of the videos in the description, and also you will find this code in the code link in the description. You can go there and practice this.